Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor, and I am back again today reviewing Superman content leading up to James Gunn's Superman in July. Usually, once a month, I watch one movie pertaining to Superman, but just to speed things up and realizing all the Superman content I have to watch, I decided to, try to get two movies in 1 month. I just reviewed Supergirl, so now here I am back again with Superman 4 The Quest for Peace, which is yet another infamous piece of Superman content. Oh boy, let's get into it. Superman 4 The Quest for Peace sees Christopher Reeve returning as Superman, which he tries to, I guess, bring peace to the universe by getting rid of nuclear weapons, and then he has to fight Nuclear Man, and then there's Lex Luthor, and then there's his life at the Daily Bugle. Like Supergirl, there's really no plot to this movie at all. And to also note, this is yet again a first time watch for me. I've never seen this movie and I've heard nothing but terrible things about it. This movie has, I just let this movie slip under my radar for years. In some cases, it is the movie that killed the superhero genre back in the 80s until Batman 89 back in 1989. Most people would consider this the worst Superman movie, and I did read that this movie was made by a production company that is out of business and was extremely cheap, and this movie basically killed that studio. Now, how do I feel after watching this movie? I mean, yeah, all them criticisms are valid. I mean, what do you expect me to say? I will say Christopher Reeve, whether he's in a good Superman movie or a bad Superman movie, he is never the weak part, and that is definitely true here. He is still Superman in this movie. He's still the goody two shoes superhero that is just doing right by the people of Earth, and even right down to a point in the movie where he has to stop a train for crashing, and he tells the police to ensure the people that this is still the safest source of reliable transportation. I do like how there's more of an emphasis on the Daily Bugle within this movie because it kind of gives it a character on its own, and it was kind of lacking in the previous Superman movies before this one. Though how they give the Daily Bugle more emphasis is a bit questionable at times in this movie. And that's where I get into the criticisms of this movie because, same thing I said about Supergirl. There is almost no plot to this movie. We just go to point A to point C and skip over point B. Effects in this movie are the worst it's ever been for a Superman movie. I kid you not, they use the same shot of Superman flying more than 10 times in this movie. With the effects department, it did start out pretty strong. It starts out in space, and Superman has to save some people that's out in space. And the way they executed that scene, I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad so far. And then the more we see Superman flying, I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, fine. Gene Hackman, the late Gene Hackman, I should say, returns in this movie, and he brings to life Nuclear Man. He brings him to life a piece of Superman's hair that Superman donated to a museum, and it's so strong that it can lift up 1,000 pounds. To Nuclear Man as a villain sucks. Of all the villains they could have plucked from Superman comics, this is the one they come up with, and I don't even think he's an original villain from the comics. I never really read too much Superman comics, so the kid returns as Lois Lane in this movie, and this little on and off again thing that they're doing with her in this movie, it gets old real fast. Like one moment, Clark Kent reveals his identity as Superman to her, and then he does a whole kissing her, and then her memory gets wiped away thing again, and then there's this thing like she knows and then she doesn't know, and even a moment at the end where she kind of hints that she still knows that Clark Kent is Superman, but kind of understands why. I wish they put more emphasis on that. A love triangle that was really unneeded, and she's desperately seeing Clark Kent and then Superman at one point. It's just. But back to the special effects, and I completely understand this is a superhero movie, so they're gonna play loose with physics in this world. I understand that completely. They do things that even for a superhero movie doesn't make sense, like Lois Lane flying with Superman with no problem, when in reality she should be like, oh, and Superman should really be holding her, or even the other girl, she's out in space breathing no problem. There is so much wrong with this movie, but it's clear that the studio, they saw the writings on the wall with this movie. Christopher Reeve saw the writings on the wall with this movie. The audience saw the writings on the wall with this movie. It's just said that this is the late Christopher Lee's last outing as the character. Hey, at least we're finally done with the Bad Batch of Superman content. Granted, anything else after this movie is a bit split in the middle with audiences, but I'm gonna leave that to y'all. But as far as this era of Superman goes, I'm glad I'm finally done with it. I'm probably never, after watching Superman 3, Supergirl, and now Superman 4, I finally watched those three movies for the first time, and I'll say the same thing I said about Supergirl. I'm probably never gonna watch this ever again. Again, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, the angry emoji. That's it for the day. Have you seen Superman 4, The Quest for Peace? If so, let me know how bad you think it is in the comment section below. Your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.